Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another fiery fun stream. I am your host, the Infernoman here, and if you're looking for the hottest in budget deck technology, you have come to the right place. So, without further ado, let's go ahead, let's have some fun today and see what we can rock today in the Brawl format. So, without that, let's go ahead, let's jump into it. All right, hold on, trying to pop up right here. Oh, there I am. Beautiful. Okay, great. So with that, so right now I wanted to play this card for a little while, but the hardest part with the card that we're talking about right now is, oh geez, this card is extremely expensive for what it is. What card are we talking about? Well, that's actually going to be the Commander. The fact that I managed to pull this off on a budget is actually pretty astonishing, considering that half of the budget literally is in the actual Commander itself. No, I'm serious. Like, this card is actually $50 right now in paper, which is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. But you'll see why this card is so extremely expensive in just a little bit. But, okay. Oh, hi, Densplinit. Welcome again for joining us as always, my friend. Thanks again for being here. So, this is going to be our deck today, where we're going to try to exile everything our opponent throws at us in a deck that's simply just called Exile Everything. So, as I mentioned earlier, this deck is going to be as budget as we could try to make it because, again, the card is $50 for just half of it. So literally just half of the budget is just from the Commander itself. So let's talk about this card in just a second here. But again, for those of you who are new to this, mostly here's what it comes down to. We'll talk about, of course, about the stats of the deck. We'll go over every single card as best as we can, and then we'll play as much as possible in Brawl. We'll start off with the first half of the stream is going to be, of course, the budget version. And if we wanted to go all out, we'll show you again how you can upgrade this to make it even better than it currently is. So let's go ahead and show you real quick. For those of you who are longtime viewers of the channel, you know how we do this. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So, our Exile Everything deck is Orzhov colors, meaning it is white and black. We're looking at an average mana curve about 2.5. We'll be rocking only 10 creatures in the deck, 10 instants, 10 sorceries, 15 artifacts, 22 enchantments, a single planeswalker, a single battle, and 34 lands. But of course, most of those lands are going to be also modal lands, so that's why the land count, as always, looks a little lower than it usually is. Excuse me. Okay, so with that, showing off again, this is going to be a deck that's built around Ketramos, the New Dawn here. I know a lot of people are hyped about this card, and it's extremely expensive for a specific reason. So, Ketramos here is a 3-mana 4/4 legendary creature god. It has Menace, Lifelink, and Indestructibles, meaning it's very hard for our opponent to get rid of. Ketramos here cannot block or attack unless there are 7 or more cards in exile, and then whenever 1 or more cards is put into exile from the graveyard and or battlefield during your turn, we get to draw 1 card and lose 1 life. So, mostly our whole deck's engine is just built around the Commander, so we're literally going all in on this. We're going to try to see how many cards we can exile, keep drawing into more action. We will lose a little bit of life along the way, but we have plenty of ways to mitigate that. Once it gets online, it can start gaining its life back with its lifelink ability. Making that it's indestructible means it's very hard for our opponent to actually interact with this card in any way, given shape or form. So the only way I was able to build this while still trying to find a way to keep this under $100, at least if you want to play it in paper, at least on Arena, it's only 12 rares, so it's still pretty good overall. So we're just crammed in as many exile effects as possible. So let's go, let's begin with the 1-drops. In the 1-drops, since we don't have that many creatures, we're going to run Authority of the Consuls here. It's an enchantment that slows down our opponent by making all of their creatures enter tapped, and we gain 1 life for each one of them. So again, it just buys us time. Cleric class here will also goes tandem with this because every time we gain 1 life with this card, we can then get an extra point of life on top of that. If we could upgrade this, we can start putting those +1/+1 counters on Ketramos here to make it even bigger and tougher than it is currently, just to make sure our opponent just can't deal with it. Worst case scenario, if we do end up losing it or we can't put it into the command zone, we can always hit level 3 with this and then bring back Ketramos or any one of our other creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield. Cloud Shift here just helps us exile stuff and then blink it back, so it's just great with our Commander. Duskrow's Reliquary here is pretty good because we could sacrifice any one of our artifacts or creatures to give another creature out of the way exiling effect, and also has Ward 2 for protection. Elspeth's Smite here for a ton of for another bit of early game removal. Same thing, it exiles. Portable Hole here, same thing, it exiles for anything that's a mana value of 2 or less. Swallow Hole here, we just tap down Ketramos itself and exile another creature, putting a +1/+1 counter on our Commander. Veteran Survivor here is one of our few cards in the deck that's actually a creature, and it has the survival mechanic. So in other words, if it ends up being tapped by our second main phase, we can exile something with it. If we manage to exile enough cards with this card specifically, Veteran Survivor gets an extra +3/+3 and hexproof, making it very hard for our opponent to deal with. Eaten Alive means we have to sacrifice either a creature or we pay the 4 mana cost to exile a creature or planeswalker. Final Vengeance here, same thing, you sacrifice a creature or an enchantment. I know it seems a little weird for the fact that a lot of our cards here require us to sacrifice a creature for the cheaper cost, but you'll see we have a couple of cards that kind of mitigate this, but it is of course essential to the game plan because we do need to start exiling stuff ASAP. Kaya's Ghost form here is mostly to put on Catcher Most here to protect it from any kinds of removal or even exile effects. Reaper's Talisman is going to be one of our interesting kind of sub-themes to the deck, where we kind of put in some equipment here to start putting on Catcher Most, since it is a hard card to get rid of. But then once we start swinging with just our commander here, we can just ping our opponent for 2 life and gain 2 life back. So this is actually good for us to start, of course, getting some of that life back that we lose once we start triggering off Catcher Most's ability. Fountain of Renewal here, mostly again just for incremental life gain, just to slow down our opponent and just give us a little bit of time. We can sacrifice it to draw a card later on. Stone of Eric here also just ensures that anything that gets destroyed can get exiled, and also we can utilize it for instant graveyard hate. Team Pennant is to put on Catcher Most here to give it vigilance and trample to keep making sure we push through damage. Blind Obedience here, this is for the Extort ability. For those that forgot, Extort means that if we pay the extra mana, we can then make our opponent lose life and gain life anytime we cast spells. So this is actually great for us to slow down our opponent a ton here with their abilities. Builder's Talent here, same thing, it just puts +1/+1 counters. Once we get to level 2, we can start putting stuff on once with non-creature permanents enter the battlefield, and we have tons of artifacts and enchantments if you haven't already noticed. Calamity's Wake here is mostly just going to be an emergency panic button where we can then just get rid of the entire graveyard, and also it turns off our opponent's ability to cast non-creature spells, at least for a single turn. Circle of Confinement here, another one of those enchantments that just exiles things. Era of Enlightenment here may seem a little strange, but actually you can utilize its Saga ability to then scry 2, gain life. It then exiles itself, so it does trigger off with our commander. And then also, hold on one second. Flicker of Fate here, same thing, more blinking shenanigans here, and also can help reset one of our enchantments that we can utilize again and again. Glass Casket, just like Circle of Confinement, just exiles a creature with a mana value of 3 or less. Infested Flesh Cutter here does look a little strange, but hear me out for a second here. This card gives our Catcher Most here an extra +2/+0 pump, and every time it attacks, we can make a Phyrexian Might, which we can utilize to sacrifice for more value later in the game. Lion Sash here for more graveyard hate, and also we can then attach it to Catcher Most to then pump it up even more. Michigo's Reign of Truth here. You've seen me play this card many, many times. Excuse me. Excuse me a second, everybody. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. Michigo's Reign of Truth. Another amazing card here. It gets a ton of pump for the fact that the majority of our deck is artifacts and enchantments, and also it'll flip into a very big, powerful creature once we can make it work. The Exile effect is, again, just going to help trigger off Catcher Most. Ossification here for more removal. Raise the Grass Ambush can be removal in a pinch, or it can be a land. Seal Away here for instant speed removal. Sedgery Shelter for protection. Also, it can be a tap land. Sheltered by Ghost here is incredible for our deck because you can put this on Catcher Most here to exile anything, and also we'll give it additional ward. Skyclave Cleric here, mostly you're utilizing this as a tap land, but again, it's a free roll, so it can be a creature if we need to in a pinch. The Raven Charm here for more graveyard hate, but you can utilize its other abilities here for either spot removal or also enchantment hate. Nowhere to Run here. This is honestly only in the deck just to make sure that at instant speed we can just also remove something and also turn off our opponent's abilities such as ward and hexproof. Despark here again for more exile effects. Invasion to Capenna, same thing for more exiling effects, and also you could flip it into an equipment, which will then be great for Catcher Most here. Rite of Oblivion here, great of course again for more exiling effects, and you can flash it back, so that means it exiles itself, so again triggers. Arcane Signet's going to be a staple. Ornithopter Paradise for a mana rock. Swiftfoot Boots here to give our Catcher Most here hexproof, so that makes it basically impossible to get rid of. Banishing Light here, Borrowed Time, these are both the same thing. They enter as exiling effects for our opponent's stuff. Scroll Shift here can then reset anything, we can blink it back. Touch the Spirit Realm here can either be a blink effect, or you can use it for then more removal. Seal from Existence is an upgraded version of Banishing Light and Borrowed Time. Stasis Snare is going to be similar to Banishing Light and Borrowed Time again, but it is also a flash effect. Oh, Cookie, thanks again for joining us here. Long time no see, but thanks again. You're just right in the middle of me kind of explaining our deck today, so thanks. Hopefully, again, you're doing great where you're at. Good to see you again. Anyway, continuing on, everyone. Boggart Trawler here. This, it's a goblin here that is perfect for us. It exiles our opponent's graveyard, or you can utilize it as a land in a pinch. Elspeth's Might here for spot removal and also graveyard hate. Go Blank here can make our opponent discard some cards, and then we exile the graveyard. Lord Skitter, again, is one of our few creatures in the deck that, again, when it creates making rat tokens, we can just start exiling stuff, and you can utilize the rat tokens either to go wide or utilize them for sacrifice value. Cry of the Carnarium here, a low-level wrath here, but it exiles things, so it does trigger off Catcher Most. Path of Peril here is going to be a 3-mana wrath, but you can also use the Cleave ability to just destroy everything. Kaya here is again for additional graveyard hate, and also the life gain is pretty nice for us. Nettle Cyst here is another one of our great equipment here that also gets a +1/+1 for each artifact in our enchantment we control, so it's beautiful for our deck. Rover Blades here does look a little strange, but hear me out for a second. You can either utilize this as a vehicle, or you can utilize it to equip something, and that's actually pretty sweet for us to then give Ketramos here double strike, which is insane. Angel Finality here, it enters, it just exiles more graveyard stuff. Archon of Absolution here, and also Baird are going to do the same thing. They are mostly here just to slow down our opponent, to forcefully make them get taxed if they try to attack us. We also have Day of Judgment here. Also for more Wraths, Wrath of God, also a Wrath, Leyline of the Void. If we manage to get this in the opening hand here, this is an amazing card for us to then make sure our opponent just keeps getting everything exiled. Defiled Crypt here, since we may have to exile some stuff from graveyards, this is actually good for us because we can then start making some horror tokens, again, just to provide some extra value. Glasswing Grace here, either we can utilize its aura side or you can use it as a tap land at a pinch. Consecrate here has two sides that we can utilize here, either to make sure our opponent just sacrifices their most powerful card, or you can utilize it as additional graveyard hate and card draw. Surgical Suite here, mostly you want the hospital room side because every time we attack with Ketramos here, it'll put +1/+1 counters on it, or you can utilize its secondary ability here to bring back any one of our cheap creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield. And to round it out, our final creature in the deck, and a really big one by the way, it has Menace and Death Touch, it's Hulk Buster Swarm, which will get more cheaper with each creature we own in exile in our graveyard, so it's actually pretty nice for us. And then finally, to round it out here, we're almost done. It's going to be our mana pace. And again, we are a budget deck, so we're going to keep it as cheap as possible, but it does work pretty well, all things considered. We have 13 plains, a Bajuka Bog for more exiling, 8 swamps, Forlorn Flats, Goldmire Bridge, Scoured Barrens, Silver Quill Campus, Command Tower is a staple, Demolition Field for land hate, Escape Tunnel for 1-order fetches, along with Evolving Wilds, and Rogue's Passage here to make sure our creature can't be blocked. Promising Veins here, also some more land fetching. Pit of Offerings here for a smaller kind of graveyard hate. And Obscura Storefront to round out the whole package. Woo! Okay. Well, we finally got that all out of the way. But basically, you kind of see here, the only way we were to make this deck as cheap as possible, considering that, again, Ketramos is so expensive, is literally I threw in as many of these exiling effects as possible. But is this all going to work? Is it possible to make this budget version, or as budget as we could make it, version of Ketramos work? Well, there's only one way to find out. So let's go ahead, let's play this now in the Brawl format, and let's see how well the deck does. We will, of course, go over the upgraded version later on in the stream, so don't worry. I know some of you are seeing that right now, but don't worry. We will get to that. We will get to that. All right, so here we go, everybody. It's been a little while since we played some Brawl, so I'm super jazzed to see this, how it turns out. Not going to lie, though, if I manage to crack one of these in a pack, I'll be super happy to have it. But I honestly don't know if I'm ever going to actually build it in paper, though. Ketramos here is an extremely powerful card, but he's kind of expensive. So I don't know. We'll just see how it happens. Okay, so here we go, everybody. Let's go ahead. Let's see what we got. So let's see. We got Kaya's Ghost Form here, which is great for protection. Glasswing Grace here. Ossification. Okay. I think this is pretty good with what we have. We probably don't need the Glasswing, so we'll just go ahead and start with what this has here. Okay, so we got an early game Bajuka Bog. So let's start off with just getting our tap land in. All right, opponents, show me what you got.
It's time to do.
Dan Splendid, have you seen the stock up card prices? It went up to $4. Oh yeah. Is that cheap? Was that uncommon or common that people were going nuts over? I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about that right now. It's just so expensive, but it's a pretty nice card. But a lot of people kind of ignored it. I mean, I ignored it too. I'm not sure. I have to kind of play around. Oh yes. Okay. So I was right. Okay. Yeah. $4 for an uncommon? I mean, it's nice value if you crack a couple of those, but wow. I don't know. It feels like it's probably going to be a very expensive year for Magic. I mean, especially for me. If we're getting a set every other month now, ugh, my wallet's going to hate me. But yeah, I realize we're, I think now 3 weeks away from, oh good lord here, Tarkir. So I know I'm happy to get more cards. It's just going to be so much to collect. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay. All right. We came here for Ketramos, everyone. So let's go ahead. Let's bring in Ketramos now. Let's see. Can our opponents... Blood Pit's Downer. Oh, interesting. All right. Our opponent is trying to tempo us here and lock out our commander. Well, let's see. Wow, they shuffle it in. Okay. So in that case, then, I guess we'll put it back to the command zone. All right, so that slows us down a little bit here, but it's not horrible. We still have ways of getting around our opponent's stuff, so I'm not concerned yet. So I guess that we can go the other route here. We can bring in, if we can't bring in Ketramos early, we'll just probably start exiling their stuff and just removing things. So as you can kind of tell, this deck is mostly more controlling. And I usually am not a control player, but all things considered with Ketramos here, we need to start getting stuff out of the way. So Elspeth Smite. All right, first card exiled. We need 6 more. 6 more and we can start doing our thing here. Plains. We will tap here. Nico's gone. Although it does technically waste an exile effect because it will bounce it back to the command zone, but that's okay. Oh, our opponent did not want it. Oh, maybe they have enchantment hate. Okay, we'll see. Cookie, I'm back at home, so I'm going to be around a little bit more. Oh, that's nice. It'll be nice to see you again. But again, hopefully you've been having a good time where you're at. Playing card games with some friends. I ended up learning how to play poker too. Oh, wow. I actually learned poker like also way back in the day, but I haven't played poker in a long time. My godfather actually taught me how to play poker, so I kind of know a little bit, sort of. Dense one. It made some changes to my poison deck. Let me tell you, stock up is so good, better than any card draw. Really? Huh. I kind of have to look into that a little bit here. There's definitely some ideas I've been wanting to build, but it's, okay. Well, that's good to know, at least for the future. Okay, so let's see. Arcane Signets. Opponents. All right, that lets it go. We'll play Bajuka Bog. Exile some of their cards, which is just 1. But it does get our count up. And then... Oh, okay, well, I guess maybe Borrow Time, I suppose. So our opponent has more removal. Okay, Nico goes away again, so it does charge it a little bit more. Oh, touch the Spirit Realm. Okay. Okay. Okay, so our opponent's going to be very annoying with Nico here. I haven't seen anybody actually play Nico that much, so it's kind of hard for me to evaluate how powerful this is. But I'm assuming our opponent probably really took the time to build this out. Okay, so let's see. Opponent. So they got Curator of Destinies here, so I haven't seen the Sphinx be played. Okay, they dig 5 cards deep. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have to play a guessing game here, everybody. All right, so let's see. What do we do here? Thinking. Okay. We'll choose the pile with 3 cards. Okay, so they would have gotten an alchemy card and a card draw. Okay. Interesting. All right. So, well, coast is clear now. I think we'll have to put Ketramos in now. And then Kaya's ghost form to give it more protection. I will pass. Okay. So, we got 3 cards now. We need to get 4 more exiled for Ketramos to turn on and start doing its thing. But we'll see. Is this going to be enough? Sun Titan. Okay. Might be a little scary here, but we'll see. Is this going to be a red alert for us? Okay. Helpful Hunter. They will draw a card. Okay. How... Okay. Ooh, okay. Well, Guess our opponent got us here. That's unfortunate, though. Yeah. I mean... Ugh. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. So, our opponent basically got us here because we can't really do anything. I mean, I can... Yeah, I can't really... I can't do anything. Yeah, they beat us. Well, I had no idea how to fight against Nico here because I've never actually faced off against a Nico deck before. So, I mean, I guess I was just unprepared for this. Alright, well, it's fine. Yeah, we got wrecked there pretty hard. That's okay. Not a big deal, though. Not a big deal. We'll just shake it off and just play again. Go ahead, split it. See top 5 and lick 2 that can go around. Shieldred. Stock up is unironically being played in Vintage. That tells us something. Yeah? Wow, okay. I guess, wow, I've never taken the time to actually look at the card too much and think like, wow, this card's actually pretty good. But yeah. I mean, I've seen some people on various socials talk about it, but I guess I never dug into it. But to be fair for us, there hasn't been a deck really recently that I've looked at and go, oh yeah, we totally need to add in that card to this deck. But definitely something to look at maybe for something else that I'm brewing. But I don't know, like recently I kind of have already kind of set up for the next couple of weeks in terms of content, which of course I'll talk about a little bit later on. I mean, also recently, y'all haven't noticed right now, I finally it took me a little while, but I finally took the time to update some of the links here. You can even see it on the screen right here. So I no longer have rest in peace to the little Twitter bird. So the bird is finally gone, and we put up the X to actually represent that it's actually X now, not Twitter. Just an FYI. Okay, so let's see. What do we got here? So we got our Glasswing Grace again. All right, that's fine. Fountain of Renewal will help us buy some time. That's fine. Cloud Shift and Nettle Cyst. Okay, so we got some removal and we got some pump. All we just need to do is just start doing our thing. Our opponent's playing mono green, which is actually pretty good for us in terms of and what we want to face. All we just need, of course, is maybe a Wrath or two, some Exile effects, and we should be good to go. Okay, bring it on, opponents.
It's time to do.
Fun fact, actually, Mrs. Inferno and I were just recently watching actually one of the Yu-Gi-Oh movies, so that was actually kind of hilarious that we've been actually doing that recently. Okay, so Circle of Confinement, Basking Brood Scale will go bye-bye. Okay, let the exiling begin. Bristly Bill coming in. All right. So that's gonna start getting pumped up. So we're gonna have to start being mindful of that as the game goes on. Ketchermost coming in. So let's see here. We will... how do we do this here? Nettle Cyst will become a big threat once we start building stuff up. Razorgrass Ambush is not too shabby either. So here's how we do this. Let's see. Fountain of Renewal to keep giving us some life. We will play Defiled Crypt. Wait, hold on, not yet. Nettle Cyst, that's what I meant. I meant to do that. Okay. So our germ here will get a little bit bigger once we start putting down some more stuff. But all right. Come on, opponents. Dense Splendid. Bristly Bill, my arch nemesis. Yeah. Every time I face this card, I usually don't have the right removal to deal with it. But it is doable, at least in our deck, because we have tons of exile effects. So hopefully, we should have an answer coming up quick. Because it is getting a little bigger there. It also has trample, so we'll have to be mindful of that. All right, so let's see. How do we do this here? Blind Obedience. We will... How do I do this here? All right. This is only awkward because we don't have any additional exile effects. So we'll have to wait for a bit. Okay. If we can get at least one or two exile effects, then we should be okay. Cookie. Same thing, different name. Only Elon Musk would have been bothered by that, but it's nice clearing the dust. I'm excited to watch how a reanimation deck would suffer against this. Good question. But that's also why we made our deck completely stockpiled on everything exiling. Because originally the deck, when I first built it, was focused on... When I did Ketchermost originally, the deck was mostly just destroy everything and then use Graveyard Hate to then just exile the graveyard in one go. In theory, that does work and it is kind of fun, but a lot of opponents out there utilize their graveyard very quickly. So I thought the better and more simpler solution was just exile everything bit by bit. So I think that's probably the best option for us. Oh, here we go. All right, this is what we came here for, everybody. So let's see. We'll Razorgrass Ambush. Pay 3. Wrath of God. We will Extort. So we'll get some life back. Blow up the whole board. And there, our opponent's like, I don't want to deal with that. Our opponent has enough. Wow. Woo! All right, there we go, everybody. Victory. Our opponent just did not want to deal with a Wrath. So there you go, everybody. That's honestly pretty nice for us. So, yeah. One of the things I've noticed when I was testing this deck is our opponents don't like getting their stuff Wrath, especially because Ketchermost doesn't really care about blowing up the board. That was a nice, easy way to just kind of get through that. All right, so we got our first win for today, which is great. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's try this again. Maybe we'll actually get a full good game here. I'm hoping to itch for that. And then again, For those of you that are watching right now live or on the replay, don't worry. We will have an upgraded version if you're willing to go all in on Ketchermos. I will do that. But I think, honestly, I think the budget deck actually works pretty well. I mean, granted, it's still just barely under $100. But I still think that's pretty good for... oh, excuse me. Ugh. Excuse me, everybody. That was disgusting, by the way. Okay. Just had a little bit of a cough. Okay. But otherwise, yes. Ketchermos here, literally half of its value is just in the Planeswalker. I'm sorry, the commander. If by hopefully some miracle in the future, the price goes down, this will be a great budget deck that will just get cheaper and better as time goes on. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's keep this. And show me what you got, opponent.
It's time to do.
Okay, so what are we playing? Okay, Mogus. Ooh, interesting. Okay, we don't have that many creatures to sacrifice, so let's see how this goes. This might be an interesting one for us. All right, opponent. They're going to try to make us sacrifice for value, but we'll see if that's good or bad for us since we don't have that many creatures to worry about. Okay, swamp, and we will pass. Let's see. That's not, yes. You don't play with fire. They get burned. Yes, they do. Speaking of which, oh, Fireforger's Puzzle Knot. Okay. I've never seen anybody actually use this card except for maybe, like, limited, but okay. Excuse me. We'll put down Lord Skitter now. So what we're trying to do right here with Lord Skitter is maybe we can just get some rats going, so if our opponent forces us to sacrifice, we can actually just sacrifice the rats instead. Chromatic Lantern. Okay. Opponent is getting the ramp on. But all we just want to do is, again, just start exiling things ASAP. So let's see. We can get there with Demolition Field. All right. So first off, first thing to get exiled. Chromatic Lantern. Sorry. Got to go bye-bye. Sorry, opponent. You're going to lose your Lantern, so you're going to have to kind of find another way to fix your mana. All right. Making more rats. We swing. Down to 21 opponents. Okay. Not too bad right now. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand. Okay, Mogus coming down already. All right. I mean, that's fine for us. We'll sacrifice one of our rats. Not a big deal. Okay, so let's see. We'll do it this way. Go blank. Make them discard some stuff. So this will thin out their hand just a little bit here. And thankfully, as long as we can keep making rats, we should be good. Okay, opponents. Come on. Throw away some cards. Thank you, thank you. Make another rats. Swing again. Down to 17. Okay, not too bad right now. We may not even need Ketchermos for this fight, depending on what our opponent does. I mean, even if we take the damage once we lose our creatures, that's not a big deal for us. We have plenty of ways of just getting around our opponent here. And if I have to, I could seal from existence. Oh, opponent. Boo. Got rid of our Rat King there. That's okay, though. So let's decline for now. We'll take the damage. We have plenty of time. So let's see. Elspeth's Nightmare. Not for any real value, but I'm just going to try to make them discard stuff. Down to 15. Okay. I think the Sedri Shelter... Well, I might have to tap that in a bit. I'm not sure what else our opponent has, but we'll see. And Manifest Health coming to your way. Hopefully you recover soon. Oh, thanks. I don't know where I got this cough from, but it has been a little annoying this past week for it. But thank you, though. I appreciate that. Okay. Gastral Thrill Seeker. So they got now their engine started, if you will. I guess we'll lose one rat. Not a big deal. Okay, let's get a peeky peek at our opponent's hand. Show me what you got, opponents. Invasion of Fiora. Okay. Ooh, they got Turgid. Okay, so how do we get around that? Let's see. Okay. I think Glass Casket. Thrill Seeker gone. Sedri's Shelter tapped. I think we'll have to do this now before Turgid comes in because I don't want to start losing stuff for them to take from me. So we will get out another Plains. We swing. Down to 13. Okay, opponents. 2 cards in hand. I know one is Turgrave, which is going to be beyond annoying to deal with. I mean, I should know because I actually do have... I have a Turgrave actually in a sacrifice deck that I have in paper, and good lord, she is dangerous. Okay, so let's see. Decline. I'll take the damage. Not a big deal. Ornithopter Paradise is not bad. Okay, so with that... Oh, our opponent does... I forgot they take that. That's so annoying. So... Ugh. It does unfortunately destroy our rats. Okay, it's fine. Because we have another way of dealing with this. Ornithopter Paradise. And we go from there. Okay, so the good news now is we do have now... Excuse me. Oh, wait. Wait a second. Oh, jeez, I forgot. They're going to throw away that. So that means that does exile our Ketramos. Oh, jeez. Yeah, see, this is why Turgrade is such a pain. Oh, boy. Okay, so that kind of now sets us back a little bit. Not that I wanted to see that. But, oh, boy. Torment of Scarabs. Okay. Okay, level 3. We will... have to decline still. Okay. Ugh, this is not good for us. We'll take the 3 life loss. Okay. But, okay, we do have an option here now, I've realized. Okay, we can get out of this. We can get out of this. Builder's Talent. Yes, Turgid, everyone's favorite commander. Yes, I mean, I have yet to actually build her here in Arena, but good lord. Yeah, she's such a pain to deal with. You kind of have to be careful, but our opponent was not careful. So we'll tap our wall and get rid of her. Say goodbye. God, so annoying. Okay, we finally got rid of it, though, so that's good. Cleric class. And we go from there. Okay, so we still have a way to get to victory here. Our opponent exiles our stuff, but we actually don't care about that. The whole point of our deck is we want things exiled, so that's not a big deal. All right. We have a path to victory still. Perforating Artist. What does this do again? Touch at the beginning of your end step. You attack this turn. Each opponent loses... Oh, okay. Interesting. That's actually pretty good for an uncommon. It's a devil, too. Okay. So, we're a little low on life here, so we're going to have to start sacrificing things. Okay, all right. I think we'll sacrifice Borrow Time. They can fix their mana, but that's not a big deal for us. Ketramos, coming back. Opponents. So we need that life gain ASAP. We'll then trigger off Builder's Talent to level 2. Okay. There is a way out of this. We just need at least 1 or 2 exile effects, and we should be good here. If we could just start gaining life, we will be solid. Okay. Our opponent was... Wait, what did it... Okay. Interesting. Vicious Rumors. They make us mill. Oh, that Extort actually... That would have been a nice card to get. Okay, it's fine. It's fine, everyone. It's fine. Okay, Fire Forger's Puzzle Knots. They ping us for 1, but they spent a lot for that. Do you swing opponent? Obviously not. Okay, we will have to sacrifice there. Okay, and then what do we do here? Let's see. I guess Builder's Talent's got to go bye-bye. Draw a card. Okay. We will go to level 2 with this. Swing. Down to 12. Okay, now we're stabilizing. Much better. Okay. We still have a way to get to victory here. Okay, opponent just got to land. That's good. I think we can beat them still. We will discard a card. Okay. Decline. Take the 5. We... Let's see. Do we lose the... sacrifice and all? Okay. Lose the 3 life. Down to 2. Okay, Path of Peril. Do we bring anything back with this? Okay, hold on. Okay, I think we got this. Bring back our Ornithopter. Gain 2 life. Much better. The tables have turned, opponents. We're up to 12 now. All right. Much better. Okay. We don't even need to block. There we go. Beautiful. We will discard. We'll take, of course, the 2. And we will lose 3 life again. Down to 4. And there we go, everybody. Nice. We held in there. The power of Ketramos right there was absolutely beautiful. Woo! Wow. What a comeback there. That was lovely. I think I'm probably going to have to put that one up on a highlight reel short later this week. That was nice, though. Wow. We honestly thought I was going to lose that one, but I'm so happy. Man, Ketramos is great. We actually don't even really trigger off its ability that much, but just the fact that it's a creature that you literally could just sit on, and then once you start swinging with it because it's indestructible in life gain, man, such a good card. Playing with fire gets you burned. Good job, Infernoman. Oh, well, thank you again, as always, Cookie. Always appreciate you showing that support. But there you go, everybody. Wow. Even, at the cheapest we honestly could build this deck, Ketramos really is literally powerful enough to just carry a whole deck. So, yeah, feel good about that. Okay, so what do we got here? So we got our instant exile. We got 1 spot removal. Lord Skitter, once we get a black source, and we have some more exiling with Kaya here. So we'll keep this. If we can just get 1 black source, this is pretty solid. We're dealing with Jury here, Master of the Review. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, it'll deal damage equal to its power to any target. Interesting. So another sacrifice deck we might have to deal with here, but we can deal with that, no problem. Not something I'm too worried about. All right, opponents, show me what you got. Wow, bringing in Jury already. No fear from our opponent there. Okay. Well, game on, opponents. Game on. Okay, so if we could just get 1 black source, that's all we need. Darksteel Ingots. Okay. We actually don't even care about that because we can exile that still if we really needed to. And the good news is we actually don't blow up anything because we have exile effects. So Jerry's ability doesn't matter to us. Down to 24. Okay, Obscure Storefront. Well, I guess we do it now. So we sacrifice the storefront. We will get our black source now. All right, and okay, gain some life there, and we pass. Okay, opponents. Let's see, 4 mana open, 4 cards in hand. What else are they doing? Do they have any other sacrifice shenanigans? Do they have the Cat Oven combo? Are they using Mogus? Are they having any other... Ooh, Bloodghast, okay. That might be something we definitely want to get rid of from the graveyard. We'll see. All right. Getting the ramp on, as always. Okay, pass. Down to 24. All right, so here's the good news. Ketramos coming in. All right. Unless our opponent has something that forces us to sacrifice, I think we should be safe enough to have it out. Oh, okay. Dictate of Erebos is a little scary, but that's actually not horrible for us. Again, one of the best things I love about this deck is everything in the deck is designed to exile, so we don't care at all what our opponent's going to try to do here. So let's see. Kaya's Ghost Form. All right, opponent. 1 mana open. I'm pretty sure you do not have anything that will stop this. Okay, so Sealed of Existence is coming in. Do we exile the Bloodghast, or do we get rid of the Dictate of Erebos? Actually, no. The Erebos has to go. That's too powerful for us to keep on the field. There we go. Draw a card. First card exile. We need 6 more, and we should be good to go here. Dense one. It really is jarring for me to see Brawl decks have Planeswalkers as a commander. That's odd to me. Your thoughts? Good question on that one. For the longest time, the community has argued that we should have planeswalkers just be legal as commanders. It is honestly something that's weird to me, in my opinion, because as you see in here in Brawl, they allow that to be a thing, and yet in regular paper, it's not the same. Honestly, for me, I would be okay with it at this point, because let's be real, commanders are planeswalkers as commanders, I don't think are gonna make a game that much worse. Many of them are powerful, but a lot of there's not really that super. There's not like super low to the ground. Like you get the good ones at 3 mana. Anything else beyond that, and it just doesn't feel. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's that good, if you will. I guess what I'm trying to say. Okay, but while I try to finish that thought, Lord Skitter coming in. Yeah, I would just let it be. I honestly don't really care at this point because we're so far into the game that. No, they destroyed it, but that's okay. Not a big deal. That's 2 in the yard, 1 in there. Okay, we'll pass. Okay, so our plan right now is, let's see. If we can get down maybe Kaya and then start exiling stuff, we should be able to then just start gaining tons of value here. Even if our opponent tries to forcefully hit us here, that's not a big deal. Okay, Ketramos gets 1 hit, but it can't die, so it's not... Oh, wait, hold on. Calamity's Wake. Sorry, opponent. You lose your Bloodghast. Too bad. No Bloodghast for you. All right. Go down to 14, though. But we're at 6 now, which is good. This is actually what we wanted. So with that, we will play Blind Obedience. So this will help us gain back our life. Extort. We'll pay. Train our opponent here. We will not exile anything, but we're just going to tick it up.
Now it's dearly departed.
Okay, so we are good to go here. All we just need to do now is just kind of just eventually get around our opponent here. They spend a turn getting rid of Kaya, but that's actually not what we care too much about because, okay, we got D-Spark. That's good. Okay, how do we do this here? I think... Planes. I think this is how we do this. So I don't normally want to do this, but I think this is probably the best option for us. So we will sacrifice the Blind Obedience. Get rid of Jury. Denied opponents. Hit him with the nuh-uh. Yeah, that's the way we got it. Okay, we finally draw our card. All right. We can't attack yet because now we awkwardly turned off Ketramos, but that's okay. Pit of Offerings here. We'll turn it back on in just a second, so that's fine. This is fine, everyone. This is fine. All right, come on, opponents. Bring it on. Jury coming back. Okay. Okay. But they still can't really do much. I mean, they'll swing here. And again, we don't really care. Silver Coil Campus. We'll trigger that. Let's scry. Okay, Baird. Do we want Baird on top? You know what? We'll keep Baird. That'll slow down our opponent a lot here. So, Baird coming down. Taxing our opponent here. Okay, we will choose up to 3, so all 3 do gotta go. Small price to pay, but we do get to draw a card off of that, out of the deal, which is nice. And then Ketramos now is turned on again. And we start getting our life back, and it's going to make it very hard for our opponent to deal with us now. Every time you swing opponent, you're going to have to pay an extra mana there. Will you pay the 1? They don't. Yes. Victory once again, everyone. Yeah. Woo. Wow. What a commander, everyone. Amazing, by the way. Maybe he is worth $50. I don't know. Well, of course, I would never want to pay $50 for 1 magic card. I mean, good lord. I ain't making that kind of money. But yeah, I could see why, of course, that Ketramos, like, commands that price point still. It's an incredibly powerful card, all things considered. Ooh. Well, this is a slow hand, but we do have a Leyline of the Void, so, I don't know. This is tricky. If I can get at least 1 more land, this should be good. a free Leyline of the Void in the opening part here is going to be actually pretty gnarly because our opponent here is also playing Alicia here, and she wants things in the graveyard, but getting them denied with a Leyline of the Void actually might be hilarious here. You know what? Let's take their chance. Right, opponent, can you deal with a turn 0 Leyline of the Void? Let me know. Put down 1. Bring it on, opponents.
It's time to
Caustic Bronco. Okay. All right, so will our gamble pay off here? So far not good, but okay. I mean, we did try. If we lose because we got a greedy hand. We'll see here. Burnished Heart. Opponent will swing. Okay, they did. 33. Okay, we still are missing our land drops here, but at least we could play a card. Okay. Did we get too greedy? Ping us for 1. They can sacrifice their Burnish Heart. Okay, Alicia coming in now. They swing. Come on, deck. Give me a land. Please don't punish me for being too greedy here, but I guess we'll see here. Okay, Circle of Confinement. So let's see. What do we get? I guess we'll get the Caustic Bronco. That's gone. Okay. So the exiling does begin, but we still need more lands. We can get more lands. We will be fine. Okay. Opponent, what else you got? Solemn Simulacrum. They are doing the ramp. Blue from YouTube. What mode is this where you start with 25 HP? I'm newer to Arena. Oh, well, welcome, my fire friend. It sounds like you are a little newer to Magic. This is what is called the Brawl format. So, if you're aware of Paper, the Paper equivalent to this is going to be called Commander. In other words, this is the 100-card singleton format. So, you can only have 1 copy of every card, and it's a 100-card deck. And then in here, the equivalent is Brawl. So, in other words, you just, you have your legendary creature here as your commander, and then you just kind of go from a strategy of that. So that's kind of how it goes. Good question, though. And thank you for joining us today. Hopefully, again, having a wonderful day wherever you are at. All right, in the meantime here, let us play Blind Obedience. Okay. All right, opponents. I mean, not going to lie, I was very greedy here, so we're getting, we're definitely feeling it here. Oh, man, if we could only get, like, either a Wrath or something, I guess that would help us out, but... Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. Alright, well, I guess our greed got the better of us there. Oh, well. It's okay, everybody. Not a big deal. It's okay. We're going to try again, though. So I think maybe we'll do 1 more match in budgets, and then once we get to the halfway point, I think we will go non-budget for those of you out there that are interested in seeing how much more stronger Catcher Most can be. I mean, granted, we've already seen card's extremely strong, but it could be even stronger. Should have named the deck Exilus Deletus. You know what? Honestly, I haven't actually, I mean, I technically, I still technically could update the thumbnail if I really wanted to. I still have the file done, but Exile everything, I mean, kind of is self-explanatory, right? Although I did get kind of cheeky by putting for the thumbnail here, for the title, it says I exile my opponent's deck. I mean, is that sounding a little too braggy? Let me know. Okay, so we're going to have an opening Leyline of the Void for free. You love that. Okay, Bristly Bill again. Oh, we meet again, Bristly Bill. But this time, however, we have a Leyline instantly here, so that should help us out a little bit here. Okay, opponent, bring it on. It's time to duel. At some point, I know it's still a ways away from April, but I kind of want to do a goofy April stream. Let me know what you guys would like me to play. Actually, and here's the twist. Obviously, for every time we get to April 1st, I like to kind of have a little bit of fun. For previous ones, we've usually done shorts where I kind of open a pack of non-Magic cards. But let me know, what would you like to see for April Fool's Day? Maybe I'll actually flip it up and, I don't know, play a different card game. I could play Master Duel. I could play, I guess, Pokemon if I wanted to. Or maybe we could play like something else completely. Let me know, everybody. I kind of want to just mess around with things, at least for a little bit coming up. Okay, so here's how we do this. Skyclave Cleric. We're putting this down, honestly, as just to sponge a hit. That's honestly what we're doing here. And then once we get down our Escape Tunnel and Catcher Most here, we should be good to go. Remember, kids, gambling is bad. Yeah, gambling is not good. So don't be like me and spend all of your money on Magic the Gathering cards hoping to get rare cards. That is an absolutely foolish thing to do. Buy singles. I cannot stress this enough. If you want to build a deck, buy singles from your local game store or from whichever website you support. Don't be like me. I honestly do it half of the time because I like to crack packs, but honestly, I know I'm just wasting money. FYI. Any case, Bristly Bill is my worst enemy. He ruined my landfall for me. So sad. Destroy him for me, Mr. Infernoman. Oh, don't worry. I will do what I can to just deal with this card because honestly, it is a disgusting card, by the way. Actually, okay, we'll let actually the cat attack for now. We're only at 24, so we're okay. Okay, Lord Skitter is not bad. Escape Tunnel. Sacrifice the Escape Tunnel. So, let's see. We will get out a white source. We got a Plains. And then from here, no attacks yet. So if our opponent's going to start swinging a Bristly Bill, we'll just block right quickly with the Skyclave, but we have a Flicker of Fate as well. So that does give us a little bit of time to deal with it. Alright, come on, deck. Give me a Wrath. I think a Wrath might be our best bet to fight this. But that's all we need. We do have a couple Wraths in the main deck, so they are there. We just need to get to them. But, oh good lord. Ugh. Alright, we're in the danger zone. Can we get out of this right here, right now? Let's see. Block with the Skyclave, but we flicker it right now. So, Bristly Bill won't do damage. We gain some life again, so it sponges the hit. So we're at 22. That's not too shabby, right? Okay, Seal Away. Ooh, okay, this is actually pretty nice for us here. Okay. So let's see. I think we'll have to wait for a second here. Okay, come on. If our opponent swings, that helps us out a little bit. If they swing, Toski. Ooh, okay. Toski is not something I wanted to see. He's going to start drawing cards now. Ugh. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, that's fine. Obviously, our opponent's going to be aggro, so they're going to be cheeky here. But once they start pumping up Bristly Bill, then we will seal away their cat. And then we can chump block Bristly Bill if we need to. Okay. Here we go. Swing. There they go. Okay. Let's see. So let's... Alright. We will block Bristly Bill. Seal away. Get rid of the cat, because that has trample. And we can't deal with that until later on. Down to 17. They will draw a card, which is annoying, but that's fine. Elspeth Smite. Okay, so let's see here. It's too early for Ketchermos here, because we need Ketchermos when it's actually powered up. So let's see. Lord Skitter. Only for just the exiling effect. And then also we can build up some rats. But okay, we really need right here one Wrath. If we can get a Wrath, we should be okay. But I don't know if we're going to get it in time. It's a little dicey. Unnatural. Go. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. All right. I don't think we're going to survive this one here, everyone. Ugh. We're not fast enough. But we'll try. We will try. The one I've seen play as Planeswalker Commander is that Mono Blue Teferi. By the way, is really good as the one that gets loyalty just by drawing cards. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good one. That's a very good one. Ugh. Okay. Down to 1. I mean, we're not fast enough. I mean, we can put down the Nettle Cyst, and it gives us another chump blocker, but we can't really fight our opponent's ability to just get around this, so... Alright, I think we'll just concede this one. I don't want to, but... Dang. Yeah. We failed there, everybody. But that's okay. We'll try again next time. Don't worry. We will definitely try again. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this here. So... honestly, the budget version does work decently well, but what if? What if we upgrade now for the second half of the stream? We're going to see now with some tweaks to the deck, and if you're willing to spend a lot more, and I do mean a lot more, I think it's, in paper, I believe this version that I upgraded to is probably around $350, so don't spend that much, unless if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you do want to, of course, do it in Arena, Probably going to cost you another 40 more rares. So again, this is, again, if you want to go fully upgraded with the deck. I won't go over the whole thing real quick, but let me kind of show you what I'm looking at if you actually do want to go really, really powerful with this deck. So most of the cards will stay, but we're going to get a little bit more beefier with some of our removal here. So we're talking like cards like Swords to Plowshare. Technically, this is actually a common in actual paper, but unfortunately in Arena, it's a mythic. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. Otherwise, most of the other stuff here in the 1-drop slot will stay the same. We are going to add in a copy of Terran's Soul Cleaver here. This gives us, of course, a much more powerful option versus Team Pennant here. So it still gives us Vigilance, but it will pump up our creatures. So it gives it +1/+1 counters, so it's much stronger. We're going to now upgrade to March of the Otherworldly Light. So this is going to be instant speed removal. That's going to be exiling effects, and we can throw away maybe some of the white cards we don't need. In the 2-drop slot here for upgrades here, we're going to be keeping most of it still the same with some of the cheap removal that we already have, but we will get some small upgrades here and there. As far as upgrades that I would want to put in, Vanishing Verse is going to be a lot stronger here, so exiling a monocolored permanent for 2 manas, instant speed is really good for us. In terms of the 3-drop slot, this is, again, we'll get some more upgrades for us. Eldrazi Displacer, this gives us a quick and dirty way of just exiling opponent's stuff and then bringing it back to the battlefield tap. So this kind of slows down our opponent a ton, and it will trigger off for each one time we do this Ketramos here, so it's great. Kutzil's Flanker here, another flash effect Cat Warrior. It helps us exile a graveyard at instant speed, so this is actually really good for us, and also put some +1/+1 counters, gain some life, scry 2, whichever you need for the deck. Perilous Snailer here is going to be also another great upgrade for you. Start Your Engines is triggered with this, and if we manage to get all the way up to max speed with this card, this can then start tapping down and then giving counters onto anything we want. So this is actually really good for a nice upgrade here. Aven Interrupter here, also another great flash instant speed kind of exiling effect here. So you kind of notice that most of our upgrades are just giving us much more faster abilities to then slow down our opponent here. Seal Phoenix Existence keeps. Unidentified Hovership is also another great, awesome card for us. It's a vehicle here, so we can, of course, utilize this to exile a creature with toughness 5 or less. So this is actually more good removal for us. In terms of other exiling effects, we'll use Graveyard Trespasser here. So you notice we have a lot more cards now that actually have creatures, but a lot of them also can give us some incremental life gain and drain with our game plan here. In terms of upgrades, finally here for equipment, we're going to utilize here Sword of Forge and Frontier. It gives us protection against red and green decks, but also gives us a +2/+2 pump, and also does exile itself with its abilities here. So this is actually a much better upgrade. Teleportation Circle here. This is, again, just to reset some of our cards, such as Kutzil's Flanker here over and over again. We'll keep triggering off with Ketramos. In terms of other upgrades here, we have to have the Wandering Emperor. Great for us, again, for spot removal. Keep all of your Wraths as they are. Rev Tithe Extractor here, another great card to start exiling and doing some more effects here. Gives us treasure tokens, so that's great against our opponents. We'll upgrade a couple of our other kind of lands here and stuff like that. Fel the Profane, while it is an uncommon, so you could put it in the budget version, in paper, it was actually, I think it's like a $6 or $7 card. Wow, this is actually a really expensive card. That's actually a modal land. In terms of, finally, on the higher end here, use Elspeth Conqueror's Death for more exiling and to bring stuff back. We'll use Obsidat here, Ghost Council, expensive card, but again, for the life gain and drain it provides for us, it creates a nice little engine piece that goes perfectly well with Ketramos' ability. In farms of any other mass effects here, we're going to use Farewell here. It's essential for the deck. It exiles what we need to when we need to. And then finally, that pretty much rounds out the whole package. Of course, we'll just give a ton of upgrades to the mana base here, so we'll have a lot more consistency. Make creatures with Castle Ardenvale. We can then start drawing cards with Castle Lockwain here. A Gonjo here just to, again, more spot removal. Takenuma to mill some stuff, and maybe we need to exile it quickly enough. And of course, all the other rare dual lands that you can muster up, put them all into the deck as best you can. Put in some better fetch lands like Prismatic Vista here, Marsh Flats here, more consistency with cards like Mana Confluence. They're all there for you. So basically, it's just going to be it for us. Let's see how well an upgraded version of Ketramos is. So I'm actually excited to see how much more powerful the upgraded version is. So Exile upgrades. And don't worry, if you do like either version of the deck, if you want to play the budget version, and if you want to play this upgraded version right here, I will, of course, leave links at the end of the stream, and I will attach them to the details of this video, whether you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on X, if you're watching on Instagram, wherever you're at, don't worry. There will be a nice little deck list for you, so you can check that out. And I'll be happy to do that for all y'all. So that way, no matter what your budget is, you have an option. So this is mostly also something I've been trying to focus on doing now for future streams. I want to start doing on streams now where the first half of the stream will be a budget version of any deck we do, and the second half of the stream will be an upgraded version. So no matter, again, whatever you want to play with, you have options. And that's mostly what I want to start focusing on down the line. Okay, enough of me talking. Let's go ahead, let's just play. I'm really excited to see how well we can do.
It's time to do.
Actually, our opponent is, they had just mulliganed a ton there. We'll see. Oh, okay. Down to 4. Wow. Okay. If that's what you want to do, opponent, that's fine. Let's do Veteran Survivor. We ping ourselves for 1, and it's tapped. Dense Splinter. Oh, no, I'm hearing drones. Oh. Well, hopefully, again, just be safe out there. Okay, Dense Splinters? I know, again, your area is a little hostile right now, so be careful, my man. Again, hopefully you're just going to have a safe time where you're at. Okay? Hopefully, again, things are going to be okay for you. Okay. Portable Hole. We will exile Tiny Bones. Sorry, opponent. Can't have you have that. We swing Hero Veteran Survivor down to 23. Can't exile anything just yet, but it will start triggering off. Dense Splinter. Okay, I'm fine for now. Okay. Phew. Okay, glad you're okay. I forget that, yeah, your area is a little scary out there, but yeah, just be safe, my friend. Let's see. Okay, Denz, what is happening? Yeah, oh, it's the air raid alarm. Yeah, for those that are unaware, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm mumbling to myself because Dense Splinter, I forgot, is in an area where they have air raids. So, again, just make sure you're being okay, my friend. Just want to make sure you're okay. But okay. Yeah. Is there a deck list? Andrew Sword from YouTube. Yes. Sorry, I just kind of went over it right now. I actually do have, at the end of the video, I will put together 2 different lists. The first half of the stream, if you weren't watching, Andrew, it's a budget version with Ketramos. So it's under $100, and it's only, I believe, 12 to 13 rares on Arena. But if you do want to play the upgraded version that we have, I will have this list as well posted at the end of the video. So again, budget and non-budget versions will be available to all players once we're done. But keep in mind, of course, also I forgot to say that if I don't have it up like after the stream, it'll definitely be up later today. Only just because after this, once I'm done with the stream, I have to get ready for my big boy job. So that is a thing. As much as I enjoy streaming with everybody, I unfortunately have to do big boy stuff. So that'll be, of course, what I'm going to do later on. Oh, there goes our Perilous Snare. Boo. Opponents. It's fine, though. Not a big deal. Okay. I think we'll put in Lion Sash now. I don't know what else our opponent has. They have 3 cards, but we'll see. Oh, that's it, opponents? We just got started. Aw, all right. I mean, I guess a win's a win. So, yay? I know, that didn't really show off anything. So let's go ahead, let's try this again. We will get in a full good match. I really want to show off how well this deck can do. Make sure to do your dailies, by the way, kids. Always make sure to do your dailies. 4 wins is all you need to get at least the most amount of value for the least amount of time if you do want to just play really quick Magic. Okay, let's get distracted with a professional MTG player. Isn't an Infernoman. Me, professional? Oh, I'm definitely far from professional. Professional for me would be more like if I actually did this full-time as a job. Now, if I did this full-time as a job, I definitely would consider myself professional. I mean, granted, I'm technically monetized on YouTube, but I don't make that much money on YouTube. At least not enough to even be taxed on it, so FYI. Densplin, I'm fine for now, so that's why I can't sleep till like 3 a.m. Ooh. Ugh. Well, try to get as much sleep as you can, Densplin. I know those times it can be a little daunting, but try to do what you can. I want to make sure you don't overexert yourself when you don't need to. Cookie, we take those every day of the week. I was being sarcastic. Oh, of course. Can't get that sarcasm. A little slow on that end, Cookie, but again, appreciate your humor, though, as always. Okay, so let's see. We got Concealed Courtyard. We got Bloomberg Verge. Veteran Survivor is back again. We got the Farewell here. We got the Thraben Charm, Cloud Shift, and Lord Skitter. Okay, so we got a nice variety here. We're getting another opponent that's trying to mulligan, but okay, looks like they got what they need. Okay, so we will play Concealed Courtyard. And we will play Veteran Survivor. Yep, I'm just too slow for sarcasm. But I'm trying to get better at it. Okay, Leyline of the Void. That might be okay for later on. Bleach. On Verge, okay. And I guess we'll swing here. Early game damage. Can't exile anything just yet, but we will get there. Okay, opponents. What do you got? Changeling Outcast. Okay. Interesting. Okay. They're trying to get their rat shenanigans going on here, but we will deal with that typhoid rat now. That's gone. That goes to the graveyard. Authority of the Consuls is nice, so that'll be helpful here. We swing down to 21. We will eat the typhoid rat. So that's one card exiled. 7 more to go, and then we can get Ketramos online. But our opponent is probably going to start playing a lot of rats here. Okay. Adaptive Automaton. Okay. But that is tapped, so that does help us out a bit. Go down to 24. Eaten alive. Okay. Alright, alright. Let's see. Dense Planet, if possible, maybe one game with me on Brawl. We'll see if I can. Just depends on how long this remainder part of the stream is. But I'll do what I can, my friend. Cookie. All good, Infernoman. There's no better medicine than laughing, so I'm so happy you take it with the humor. Yep, I mean, hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, I mean, well, I don't know what else to tell you. But you get the idea. Swing here. Down to 19. Okay, we'll eat our own Thraben Charm. Because that does trigger off Veteran Survivor. And, okay. With that, we need another land. If we can get one more land, I think we should be okay here. That's all we need. One more land. Meanwhile, our opponent gets their land drops just well. Okay. Rat colonies. That's going to be a problem for us, but we'll try. We'll try to get around the rat colonies because they're going to be... Yep. Our opponent is going to go off with this gimmick. They're swinging. We need to soften them up as much as possible, though. I mean, that farewell would be great here. If we can get to it, though. Down to 24. Otherwise, our opponent is going to go off very quickly here. All right, so we will... Pathway. Lord Skitter. We swing. It is a little cheeky to do that, but I don't think our opponent's going to block... Oh, wow, they actually are going to block. That doesn't mean they lose their rat's power, though. I don't know why they did that, but okay. Maybe they have a... I don't know, big brain move there? Okay. So the rats now have Toxic, too, so that is going to be a problem for us. But we might have to actually do something else here just to beat down our opponent. I might actually have to start sacrificing other stuff here. Not that I want to. We'll actually wait a turn. Down to 19. 2 Toxic. Okay. And then, Okay, we'll eat the Automaton. We will swing with 1 rat. And then we'll sacrifice this rat for value. Eaten alive. And then get rid of a rat colony. Lose 1 rat. We need to soften up our opponent as much as possible. We're halfway there with Ketramos jumping online, but our opponent's not going to make this easy. Ugh. Can we outdo their gimmick, though? Can we get there? Find out soon. Okay, Metallic Mimic. Yeah. At some point, though, I will try to put together a gimmick deck like this, and we'll see which one is the best one. I mean, Heir Apparent is now in white here. We have Persistent Petitioners in black. Rat Colony... I'm sorry, Persistent Petitioners is blue. Rat Colony's in black. And what is it? I forgot what the red one was. The Dragon Ascent, whatever? Actually, that might be a fun gimmick for once we get to Tarkir. That actually might be something fun to do. Fable Passage. Okay, and then we will get out a Plains. Okay, so now we have our mana fixed very well here. We will... I guess Ketramos comes in now. Make another rat. Okay, and then... Not really anything else we can do. We can put this on Ketramos to protect it. Okay. The awkward part now is Oh, that's right. We have Slime Against Humanity for green. That's true, too. Okay. So I think here, our only way out of this is we have to survive long enough to get Farewell going, which is not ideal. But if we don't have a choice, we don't have a choice. Because our opponent right here is, they're about to beat us down here pretty hard. Oh, wait, actually, never mind. We just lost. All right. Our opponent got us with their gimmick. Boo. Wow, we got wasted there pretty hard. Ouch. Math is not my thing. Math is hard. Okay. Any case, that's fine. Not a big deal, everybody. Not a big deal. Okay, well, we did get our gold there, so maybe we'll crack a pack later on. Wow, the upgraded one is not doing as well as I thought it was, but that's okay. We'll keep trying. It's not fair. He had a fire extinguisher. Yes, he did. Just blew us away. Actually, he infested us with a bunch of rats. He out-ratted us. We had our own rats, but they weren't enough. Okay, no big deal. We'll try this again. Okay, so this is a very heavy removal hand, which is nice. We just need another land or two. We should be solid on this one. Our opponent's playing Turgrid. Ooh, boy. This is not going to be a fun one, but we'll try. Authority of the consoles. All right, let's try. Yep, Turgrid is on high alert. Not a good commander to fight. It is extremely a shoot-on-sight commander. But we'll try as best as we can to get around it. Okay, we can't delay too much here. We're going to have to start doing our things as fast as possible. So, let's see. Let us play... Get the Godless Shrine. Hits us for that much, but that's okay. Okay, so we have nowhere to run ready to go if we need it. And we have a Swords to Plowshare ready to go as well. Come on, opponents. What do you got? Anything? Nothing. Okay. We will play Sword of Forge and Frontier. At least get that on the field now. Who wins, the sun or 10 billion rats? That's a good question. I still think the sun wins. I mean, the rats can't get too close to the sun without just, I don't know, becoming gross rat meat that's all grilled up. I guess you could say barbecued. Would it be barbecued or would it be grilled if all 8 billion or 10 billion rats went to the sun? I don't know. I have to think about that one now. That's a noodle scratcher. Any case, while I try to figure that out, let's see. All right, so let's see. We can't do anything just yet. Okay. I guess it's just going to be now the game of who will make the first move here to just start doing stuff. If our opponent puts down Turgrid, we can Elspeth Conquers Death it no matter what. Momentum Breaker. Okay. Well, there's nothing for us to lose or sacrifice, so that's not a big deal for us. But we just have to discard a card. What do we discard, though? Well, I guess it's going to be the Nowhere to run. That doesn't really help us all that much in a match like this if they're going to be playing a lot of removal. But okay. Elder Flame. Alright. We do gain life off of it. Okay. I guess we'll throw away the Michigo's Rain Truth. Not quite what I want, but okay. Unidentified hover ship. We'll start exiling stuff. Because we got to get that engine going for Ketchermos here. Yeah, sun neg diffs. Hey man, rats just need to attack at night. Oh, that's true. If the rats actually fought at night, maybe that actually might help them out a bit. Just saying. Okay, so what do we get rid of here? Ugh. All right. I mean, our opponent's going to start making us discard everything, which is going to be beyond annoying. Let's see. I guess we'll throw away Kudzel's Flanker. Because there's not really any mass graveyard shenanigans we could do just yet. I'm just waiting for them to put something down a little bit tougher. I mean, again, not quite what I want to do. But, we got to do it. We got to start getting cards exiled so we can start redrawing shenanigans. Okay. That's gone. Opponents. Anything else? Nothing. Okay. Castle Lockwayne. Okay. Well, at least with Castle Lockwayne, we can start drawing stuff, so I guess that helps us out a little bit. At least once we get to that point. Okay. So, Can we get out of this? Our opponent here... Okay, Turgrid's Lantern is coming in. All right. Are they going to start tapping with it? We'll draw a card. What do we get? Okay, Path of Peril. I don't think that would help us out, so I guess we'll just discard that. So that helps us out a little bit here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we got Portable Hole, which is nice too. We'll play Elspeth Conquers Death. That helps us out a little bit here. Turgrid goes bye-bye. Okay. It goes back to their hand, which is actually nice. So that means it will be more expensive. Phew. Okay. Buys us time. That's what we need right now. We need time. And also a way to draw more cards. So if I can get down Ketramos now in the next turn here, we should be okay. Hopefully. I would like to actually equip the sword here and start doing some shenanigans, but... Ugh. This is going to be a tough one. Ugh, such a painful commander to deal with. But okay, what do we got here? Nothing yet. Okay, that's good. Non-creature spells will now be 2 more expensive. So that does also give us time here, which is nice. That's what we want. Okay. Plains. Put the sword on top of him. Opponent. No removal. Grave choice. Oh. Annoying. Alright. They make a token. I guess we'll put that in the portable hole now. No real value, unfortunately, but it's okay. We gotta do what we gotta do. But I'm wondering if I should put it on Ghoulish Procession. Oh, probably maybe the Basilic Collar. We can't have our opponent also gaining life either. That also kind of slows us down a bit. Okay. Opponents, what you got? What you got in hand? 2 cards. Turgrid is very expensive, by the way. But maybe, just maybe we can get there. They swing. Zombie gets decayed. Triggered. Fight versus Turgrid be like pain. Yes. Yes, it is very painful. Okay, so their engines are at max speed. Let's see. This is definitely going to be a long match, but we have a way of getting around this, I believe. Okay, +1/+1 counter. And we will exile. I know, absolute madness here, but we're going to exile our own graveyard. But this does turn on Turgrid. I'm sorry, not Turgrid, Ketramos. So our commander does finally get its ability ready to go now. Soul Shatter. Okay. I guess we'll turn on the hover ship. Okay. Let's see. So we'll sacrifice it. It still gets exiled no matter what, so that's not a big deal for us. And they manifest Dread. Okay, so, wow, this is definitely going to be a long fight here, as you can tell. But we're going to try as best as we can. I still believe our deck is capable of pulling off some stuff here. So, Ketramos is now ready to go. But we're going to put in Kaya. And from there, I think we might be able to then start building up some value. Oh my goodness. And our opponent has had enough. Woo! We finally got through that. Oh man, that was... Wow, that was way too close for us, but okay. Woo! I was worried that was going to be a grindy one, but nice. Our opponent did not want to deal with our exile value. All right. Very, very nice. Okay. Get our card there. All right, let's keep it going. Man, I was actually ready for like another 10-15 minutes of just grinding out. But man, our opponent kind of spared us the agony there. And they were like, you know what? I don't want to deal with their exile shenanigans. So, yes. Love it. We take those. Call the firefighters. That man got burned. Yes. Yes, they did. Funny. You are hilarious, by the way. I always enjoy, of course, you making things silly. Okay. We're going to keep this hand here. Boggart Trawler will be nice later on, but we probably have to use it as an actual land. Builder's Talent will be nice because it puts at least a blocker out there. We've got the Silent Clearing, some more removal. So opposite that, this is again a beautiful engine piece if we can get it going with Ketramos here. Because with this card here, it enters. Opponents? Oh, you didn't want to fight? Oh, well, that's no fun. All right, fine. Free win. I guess we'll just jump back into it in a second. Opponent just did not want to deal with us. I don't blame him, though. Okay. Any case, free wins means free gold, so we just keep getting our dailies done. But otherwise, okay, so while we're loading up our next fight here, what was I going to say? I had a question regarding things. So we also got today more spoilers. I know, every day is like a spoiler day now. We got more spoilers for the upcoming Spider-Man cards. I mean, I'll be real, I don't really care too much about the Spider-Man cards being added to Arena and the game as a whole, but let me know. If you haven't already seen them, check them out. The official Wizards website did spoil a couple of Spider-Man Commander cards, so let me know your thoughts on those. I haven't had a chance to evaluate them just yet, but, I mean, they're kind of interesting. But it's still just not for me, honestly. I don't know. I just don't have a real interest. But I would like to see what you guys all feel about that. At least when you were able to check out the cards. Okay, in the meantime, our opponent is playing Rankle here. Oh, they're playing the... Ew, they're playing a Alchemy version. Gross. No me gusta. But okay. Let's, I guess what do we deal with here? I guess we will throw away Flicker of Fate. We lose 2 life. Swamp. And pass. Okay. Bring it on, little opponents. Even though you don't play dirty, dirty alchemy, I will still fight you. Nowhere to run. Gets rid of the card. Okay. Blind Obedience. That's not too bad. But first off, Lord Skitter. We'll eat your blood gas, by the way, opponent. Thank you. Oh, num 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 num. No shenanigans with that, please. I'm born to dilly-dally. I'm excited for the Final Fantasy cards. Well, I'm sure you're excited for those, Cookie. But right now, a lot of people are talking about the fact that Spider-Man cards were previewed, even though, good lord, the Spider-Man cards aren't even supposed to be out until October. So I don't know what Wizards is doing. They're really kind of killing... They're killing a lot of the hype for the other sets. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure we can have a lot of fun with some of the other sets that are coming out, but it's just too much. Too many previews. Too much. Way too much. No taxi app, by the way. Okay. So, opponents. Yeah, Wizards are drunk right now. They're just like, you know what? I got an idea. Let's just start previewing all of our cards. There's just... I don't know. I think for me, it just feels like there's just no... It doesn't feel as special right now. I mean, yes, I know what they're trying to do. Their executives are trying to get everyone hyped for all the Universes Beyond cards. But it's just way too much right now going on. I'm just not feeling it. It just feels very rushed. It feels a lot like... A lot of it is unnecessary right now. Just let sets breathe. That's all I'm asking. Okay, our Soul Cleaver would be going off right now if we could, but let's see. Put down Ketramos now. Tapped. We will eat Sir Conrad. That does trigger off here. Finally, we can actually start drawing some cards here. Can't believe it took us this long, by the way. Lord Skitter swinging. I don't think our opponent is going to block. I will be very shocked if they do. And they don't. Okay. So, if Rankle swings, we could swallow whole and then just reset things. Hopefully. Cookie, well, Spider-Man is the biggest thing, so it's expected that they get marketing profit from that. And Cookie, I mean, I understand why they would do that, but it feels wrong, I guess. Yeah, like literally within the span of just less than a week, we've gotten previews for Final Fantasy, Tarkir, and we've gotten Spider-Man. So it just feels so overwhelming right now with everything they've done. I don't know, that's just how I feel. Okay, so we sacrificed 2 cards. I'm surprised our opponent did that. I mean, was that a... Were they supposed to do that? I mean, okay. Oh man, we're missing all these sweet Soul Cleaver triggers though. Okay, that's fine though. So here's how we do this. We will equip the Soul Cleaver here. And then we will eat Rattleback Apothecary. Draw a card. Hey, the deck is finally doing its thing. I'm so happy about that. Okay, so with that, and then Thraben Charm. You know what? We're just going to exile everything. There we go. This is now what you wanted to see. Ketramose is going off here, drawing a card. And then we will then swing. And, oh, opponent! Opponent didn't want us to get all super crazy there. Aw, opponents. Okay, that's fine, though. We'll still take the win. That's fine. Victory goes to us. All right, feeling it there. Once you start powering up Ketramose here, nobody wants to deal with that. The value, without having to really do much of anything, is there. Love it. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll play maybe another couple more here. Dead Splendid, if you're able to, I guess we can try to squeeze in one before the end of the stream. Just because, I mean, I know, I always appreciate you being there for me. So we'll see if I can try to squeeze it in just before the end. Well, okay, I'll try to see if I can save you a little bit of time. But I'll let you know. Let's see. I mean, yeah. Hey, what are you doing? Stop eating my cards. Well, I can't help it. I'm hungry. Actually, I am kind of hungry right now. I mean, I ate lunch before I started the stream, but I probably didn't eat enough. I don't know. I'm just feeling hungry right now. Now that you mentioned that cookie, I actually could use some food. I should probably check my fridge to see if I can snack on something a little bit later on. Okay, opponent. They're playing Azika, which is a very scary commander, by the way. But okay. All right, so here how we do this. We'll play Command Tower. Swiftfoot Boots coming in. These boots were made for hexproof, and that's just what they'll do. Poison Dart Frog. Oh, it's so cute. Look at this little cute little froggy here. Such a cute card. Actually pretty strong, though, by the way. All right, Shadowy Backstreet. We will be surveilling. Ooh, Kaya. We probably want to keep that. So we'll hold on to that for a bit. So, let's see. The Wandering Emperor will be nice if our opponent does swing. Because then we can then exile the tapped creature. And that does buy us a bit of time. They're going to obviously play it as the Prismatic Barrage. Because that's what they want to do with a deck like this. So we got to find a way to deal with that. Ooh, Nahiri. Wow. I haven't seen anyone play Nahiri for a while. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Okay, we got Kaya. So we will Bajuka Bog. Exile 2 cards, which is nice. We will play Graveyard Trespasser. And now the most annoying and dumbest mechanic that Wizards has played in recent years, Day and Night, is now in effect for the remainder of the game. Such an annoying ability to kind of keep track of. For those that don't remember, like even if I get rid of my my werewolf here, technically you're supposed to keep track of this for the remainder of the whole game. Very confusing, by the way. Oh, okay. Our opponent. Oh, okay, so they're actually a Super Friends deck. Ew. If we can get more exile effects, we might be able to get around this, but I don't know if we can. We'll try. Okay. So our opponent's going to do some looting here. Discard and draw. Don't eat the cookie. Aw, but why not? I like cookies, though. Cookies are delicious, by the way. Okay, so before I kind of finish that thought off, if you will, let's see. How do we do this here? I will... Wandering Emperor. Get rid of that frog. Sorry, opponent. You're not going to be able to get off that easily there. No attacks yet. So the way we'll do this is this can still block, so we can still keep the Wandering Emperor in, and that will just provide us more value. But getting Kaya in might actually be helpful too. Ooh. Okay. Okay. This is This is getting a little scary here. They -8. Wow, they actually managed to get their ultimate off. And they sacrificed Nahiri for it, though. So what did they get? It could be anything. Gishath. Nice hits, but scary for us. Okay. I guess we block here with one. Ugh. Normally this is terrifying. But what we can do is... Okay, teleportation circle. We will do it this way. Tick up the Trespasser.
Strike fast and strike
We will attack Elspeth. We can eat a card. Do they block with Mondrak? Most likely not. So I don't have a choice here. We're going to have to wrath the board because I can't have Mondrak start going off here with tokens. Not quite what I wanted to do, but it had to be done, by the way. Hangry Fire. Yes. Yes. So hangry. Nom, 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 nom. Actually, I do... Now that you mention, what would I eat? A fireball more like myself? I actually do like, by the way, barbecue chips. Anything barbecue flavored is oh so delicious.
Just know it.
Okay, Quintorius coming in. So our opponent's going to keep trying to bring out more planeswalkers and shenanigans for cheap. But will it work? Okay. They ping us. Man on the Moon from YouTube. Oh, snaps. This is exactly the budget deck I've been waiting for. Well, just for clarification, actually, the version we're playing right now is the non-budget one. The first half of the stream, we actually did play the budget version, but do not worry. I do have a list for that is as cheap as I could make it. I mean, again, Ketramos is literally a $50 card, which is an insane price for a single card if you want to play this technically budget, but it is doable. I did manage to pull it off, so I will leave a link for that at the end of the stream. And then right now we decided we're going to play the upgraded one to see how well it can do if we actually wanted to go all out. So just for a little clarification there, in case if you were wondering. But thanks again for joining us, Man on the Moon. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. Okay, so with that, let's see, how do we do this here? Let's see, I think we will just tick down, make a token.
Keep watch for it.
Elspeth conquers Steth. We have to get rid of something here. So it's going to be Archangel Elspeth. That's exiled. So now we actually have a blocker here to keep the Wandering Emperor protected, at least for a little bit. There are Asian steak flavored chips. Those are my favorite at all. Ooh, those sound really, really tasty. And you'll be right back? Okay, see you in just a little bit. But okay. How do we do this here? We need 2 more to get rid of stuff here. Let's see. I think... How do we do this? Okay. Let us... Let a +1 counter.
We've got the edge in this fight.
We will... Kaya. Look at me, opponents. No, I'm the Super Friends deck. Okay. Let's see. We will get rid of that. And then we will attack Quintorius. Opponents. Blocking, I'm guessing. Wow, it's a battle of tokens. This is not what I was expecting to do with this deck. But we are going to find a way. Our opponent, however, is going to keep providing free value here, but we are going to try to find a way around this. I don't know how, but we're going to try as best we can. Thanks for the clarification. Oh yeah, I'm glad, because again, I didn't want to confuse anybody right now, but usually that's how I kind of do it now on stream. The first half of my streams, I try to show off a budget version of any deck we want to play, and the second half of the stream is an upgraded one, so no matter what level player you are, whether you want to play budget or you do want to go non-budget with a deck, it makes it fair, so at least this way you can kind of figure out where you can go potentially with any deck. But I appreciate you still enjoying the content either way. Okay, so they got 3 planeswalkers, and their prismatic bridge is just gonna keep giving value. Ugh, we gotta find I need to find an exile effect for this. But we do technically have our own way of getting around their stuff.
Go on, tell your story.
Okay, so let's see. We bring back Graveyard Trespasser, which will eat a card, eat Mondrak, gain life off of that, which is nice. We will make another token. We will eat some more cards. Alright, so now Ketramos is finally able to come online. And to protect it, Ketramos gets here. Okay, now we're talking. This is what we came here for, everybody. Okay, we have to start getting rid of their Planeswalkers ASAP. So let's see, which one do we get rid of first? I think Quintorius has got to go. So Quintorius is down. We gain some life back. Okay, and I think we should be good from there. Of course, the Planeswalkers are going to keep coming, so this is literally an uphill battle for us. But some way, somehow, I don't think we're going to win this one, but I'm going to try as hard as I can to keep fighting through it. I can't give up just yet, because we still have enough in our hand. We can still kind of try to slowly but surely deal with stuff. Okay. March of Otherworld. Oh, dear. Okay. Well, our opponent got free value there. Come on. Boo. Okay. And they got Big Kaya.
Basically a pro. It's
Ugh.
by now.
Ugh. Dense Blended Cookie. Gaunty. Let me guess. Yep. It's not going to surprise me, Dense Blended, but I know you have Gaunty ready to go. I'm honestly not ready for it yet, but I'm going to try if that's what you actually want to face off against me. So here's how we do this. Let's get one more, depending on how long this goes. And then I think from there, I'll probably see if I can get at least a match in with you. I think that should be fair, right? Okay, so let's see. How do we do this here? There's not really I realize there's not really technically a mass planeswalker thing, unless if it's that black. Oh, jeez. Okay, our opponent here is getting rid of Ketramos. Okay. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through this. Our opponent has a ton of value and has twice as many planeswalkers as we do. Making us discard, by the way. Okay. I guess we'll throw away Teleportation Circle. It doesn't provide too much value now. Okay. Man. Prismatic Bridge. Such an incredibly powerful card.
My voice beckons
All
to
things considered.
worlds.
Yeah. I mean, the Prismatic Bridge is just, it's a powerful, I would say borderline broken card. Literally you have this in the command zone. You bring it in and you just keep getting value. Value until you just overwhelm your opponent. There's just not really much of a way to get around that. So let's see. I mean, I can bring back in Ketramos, but it's not going to be enough. So Living Weapon. Put a counter on it.
Strike fast and strike.
3 here. I mean, there's not much else I can really do. It's just, yeah, there's not really a way out of this. I can't put away the swamp. The Kutzil's Flanker, even if I play it, whether I wait or not, it still doesn't, I mean, Okay, the Fel Profane would be nice, but I don't know if we can wait a whole nother turn for that. Because they just keep coming here. Yeah, I think I'll just cut my losses. 5 Planeswalkers is really just too much for us to handle. Ugh. Okay, I got that out of my way. Dang, though. Yeah, got wasted on that one. Okay, that's fine. It's fine, everyone. It's fine. Okay, so looking at the clock right now. Let me see if I can get in one. Actually, you know what? Hold on one second. Dense Splendid, are you there right now? If you are there, you know what? Before I actually do the final match, let me get you in now. If you are there, I'll take you on right now, since you have been patient, and I'll see how well we can do. How's that sound? So at least this way, we don't have to wait until the very end of the stream. So if anything happens, you at least can still get in your match before, you know, whatever. Okay? Sounds good? let me know. I'll give you like a minute or so. But if you still need more time, I'll just jump into the next match. So I think that might be the best option. Otherwise, let me know out there again how you feel about this deck overall. We'll definitely do, again, a final wrap-up at the very end of the stream, whether you like the deck, whether you feel like it's good, bad, whatever. I'll be happy to hear your comments on that one. And we'll do, of course, my little analysis of it after the fact. If you are a fan also of any of the content we do, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Twitch, Instagram, or the X platform, formerly Twitter, by the way, or any other place. I do appreciate any and all support you provide. If you do want to, of course, show me some extra love there, we do have, of course, a Discord. The link, of course, has been posted throughout the course of the chat. And, of course, we have another link if you are interested in a Patreon where we, of course, can show off all of my bonus footage for those of you that are interested in seeing all the other stuff that usually doesn't get a chance to be shown off on streams and also in actual YouTube videos. Okay. Well, if you're going to be playing with what I think you're going to be playing, Dense Planets, I'm not going to hold back. So this is going to be the upgraded version versus our good friend here, Dense Planet, on stream. At some point, excuse me, at some point, I will try to set up again in the future another day where if those of you who are interested, it'll be a day where I will open up the floor to everyone. I will take on any player out there that wants to fight me with whatever format, whatever deck you want, whatever budget you want to play at, and I'll be happy to oblige. So we'll do that in the future. Maybe, I don't know, I kind of want to do that maybe after Tarkir or maybe during the Final Fantasy release. But let me know, of course, if you're interested in that. I would love to see if anybody out there is interested in another day of me versus everyone. Cookie, in the meantime, what do you do for a living? If you want to tell, I study computer science, but I did want to be a policewoman. Oh, okay. Well, so let's see. I don't know if I mentioned this on stream before. Because it's not something I talk too much about when it comes to my personal self, but let's just put it this way. Me on screen right now, I am just simply a fireball. I'm simply a little fireball that just loves to play the game. Now, as far as my manager of content behind the scenes, my manager, if you will, is the one that actually does all the behind the scenes stuff and helps run things for me as I get to just play Magic. He, I believe, does other stuff for another big company out here at least in the US. I'll put it that way. Let's just say the manager of this channel works for a mouse, if you will. That's right. I said a mouse. And I'll just leave it at that for now. But don't worry. It's not that I don't want to say any more, Cookie, but that's kind of how it all works. I'm simply just what you see on screen right now, the fun face of it. And the manager is the one that actually does the real work behind the scenes. Originally, though, what my manager told me, he wanted to actually work on his own cartoon series or his own video game. At least that was the dream. But things didn't exactly work out exactly how I wanted him to, sad to say. So instead, he decided to come up with an idea of, well, doing this stuff when everyone was stuck at home for for about a year and some. And it kind of spawned into what you see today. I know that wasn't like maybe what you were expecting to hear, but it's kind of, I think, in my opinion, the best option. At least for me to explain things as much as possible. All right, Pilfering Imp. So, Dense Planet here is playing Gaunty Knight Minister, and he's playing actually in a pretty interesting way. But we'll see if we can get around our good friend here. Down to 19. All right, bring it on, Dense Planet.
It's time.
Bring it on. So yeah, I mean, I guess you could say what you see on screen right here is what we've learned to embrace here in terms of, what is it, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. When it comes to the virtual world of YouTube, if you will. Dense Planet, blowing up our creature. That's okay, though. We are still dealing with small but annoying little threats here, but don't worry. If you think you've got us, Dense Planet, you are dead wrong. Okay. Not to get too far ahead of myself here, but okay. We will equip here. Our Ornithopter is a 5/7. All right, Dense Planet, can you handle a 5/7 Ornithopter here on our Mana Dork. Ooh, here comes Gonti. Swinging. Free damage, I suppose. Down to 20. So he gets to steal a card because Den Splendid here likes to be a little dirty thief, but that's okay. I will handle that. Catch our mouse. We will sacrifice the Stone of Eric to exile your commander. Sorry, my friend. All right, that does trigger off Ketramos, so it gives us a Rose Passage, and we pass. Okay. Not too bad of a deck so far. Again, I'm not a fan of cards that steal other opponents' cards, but I know you like to play this kind of style Den Splendid, so it's definitely on par for you. Okay, 18. He steals another card from me. Okay. Not a big deal. We can still get around it. Perilous Snare. Start our engines. Ashnod God. Up to 6. And finally, Elspeth's Nightmare. All right, there we go. Okay, we need one more card exiled, and then the fun can begin when it comes to Ketramos here. But can Den Splendid, our friend here, beat us out? Find out soon. Bitter Triumph, okay. Ouch. But that's okay. Skyclave Cleric stealing that from us. How dare you? Taking our cards. He hits us for 3. We lose technically a card out of the graveyard. Okay, that's up to 6 again. Back to 5. Okay. What else we got? Phyrexian Arena. Ooh, okay. Okay, so let's see. How do we do this here? We will Swords the Plowshare. Our own Skyclave. Not that I wanted to do that, but I need to get some cards in the yard. And then finally, we will get rid of that Phyrexian Arena. We will lose Nettlecyst. This turns on Ketramos here, finally. Soul Cleaver coming in. Swing here. Okay. Now it's going to be a slugfest between the two of us. Who will win? If we gain some life, we go up to now 2nd gear, if you will. Okay, it's all good. I respect that. Eat the card before he can use it. Haha. Oh my god, adding Vigilance to your commander will be lethal. Yes, it will be. But again, as much as I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here, I'd already know our friend here. Oh, he's got Breathe the Multiverse? Ugh. Den Splendid here. Can our friend here get through with what this has? What did he get? Massacre Worm and Kutzel's Flanker. Okay. Well, thankfully we have just enough toughness where we can survive the Massacre Worm. Phew. Too close, by the way. Alright. But he gained some life, so not too bad, my friend. You're hanging in there. Which, I respect. Okay, he's going to swing some more. Do some damage here. Okay. Stealing more cards from us. We will exile everything. Thank you, Den Splendid. I'll get a free card off of that. Thank you. Okay, so I'm sorry, my friend. I know what I'm going to do right now may not be something you're going to enjoy, but we're going to do it. So hold on one second. We will cleave our way through this. So everything goes bye-bye. Too bad. Too bad. Oh, man, I wish I got those triggers with the Soul Cleaver, though. But we couldn't afford to do that and also have mana up still. So that's what we had to do. What we had to do. All right, down to 14. Not too bad, though. I mean, all things considered, despite the fact that our friend here has been stealing our cards, he's been hanging in there and he's been getting some pretty good hits off of us. So kudos to him. Okay. And then after this, we'll do one more. Oh, come on. You actually stole my own exile effect? How dare you? Well, that feels really awkward. Okay. That's fine, though. All right. Ketramos coming back. Round 2. We'll equip the Soul Cleaver to him. And we will go from there. Okay. Clock is still ticking for you, my friend. Can we pull this off? He's got plenty of mana. Guardian Idol. Tapped. But he's out of gas. Okay, I think at this point we should be good to go here against him. Blind Obedience. And we will swing here. But now we got Vigilance, so... Oh man, this is so good here. Down to 10. Gain some life. We're now at max speed. Oh, I forgot we could have actually ticked this down. Okay, no, it's fine. That shouldn't cost us anything, right? Okay, Gaunty coming down again. Okay, my friend. Let us do our thing here. Perilous Snare. Okay. And then, I'm sorry to say... Oh, I'm so sorry, my friend. But hey, one of us has to win. Ooh. Does he have something? Ooh. Undying Malice. Okay. Okay. Still brings it back. But it does help us out anyway. So, it doesn't really matter. Down to 7. Down to 1. Not too bad, my fighter friend. You've put up a good fight, but I think we might have this won. We see the full power of exiling an opponent's deck. Let's go. Yes. All right. He turns on Guardian Idol. Is that enough, though? Swinging here. But you do know I can block still, now that it's actually fully turned on. Do you have anything else in hand? No. We'll go up to 33. Is this it? Did we win? I mean, he steals another card from us, but is that enough? Board Skitter. Okay. Enters tap thanks to Blind Obedience, by the way. Sorry. Be the Swarm? Alright. That is game. Good game, my fiery friend. Good game. I do appreciate that. Well done, though, by the way. As always, I appreciate fighting against you. Good, though. Good game. Definitely good game. You actually had me there for a moment. I actually thought I was going to lose that one. If it weren't for the Wrath, you probably would have beaten me, so I will give you that. Okay, so now that we got that one going, we're going to do one more match. One more regular match. Win or lose, no matter what happens. This will be our final one for the day, everybody. Only just because, again, as much as I enjoy doing this, the Fireball will have to take a break, and the Content Manager technically is the one, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be the one that has to do his real big boy job after this is done. So thanks again, as always, everyone, for hanging in there. Do not worry, we will do a final wrap-up of the whole thing, and then we'll talk about what is to come later this week for content. So hang in there for just a little bit longer, and you'll get to get some fun, more information as to what's going on. Okay, so with that, Shadowy Backstreet. Let's surveil. Okay, we got to land. That's good. All right, opponent. Show me what you got. Hive of the Eye Tyrants. And we will pass. Okay, nothing yet from our opponent here, but we'll see. They've got Vren. We actually played Vren a couple months ago when Bloomborough came out. It is a cool rat card. Definitely unique among them, so I do like the card. Well, let's see what our opponent is brewing up with this. What are they cooking? Again, Splendid. My deck is still not refined. Even if it's still not refined, it's still pretty good for what it did, so I give you credit for that. So, you should still pat yourself on the back, though. It's definitely something that I would not enjoy fighting against, but it is definitely a powerful build. You definitely are going to only just make it stronger, and I know you will. So hang in there. Okay, Rat Colony again. Okay. Well, our opponent here definitely wants to do their thing with rats. But I'm sorry to say, opponents, we have enough exiling effects to stop your rat shenanigans. Okay, nothing yet. The only downside, as you see, for the deck is, of course, we are completely reliant on making sure our creature does its thing. But we have enough spot removal where we can keep them under control very easily here. Okay, so they have Ward 2. All right, so I think we can still get around this. I think we still got him. So we will do this. Okay. Perilous Snare. Do we pay the 2? Yes, we do. We will pay the 2. Vren's got to go bye-bye. Thank you, opponents. That does still trigger us off. So we draw a card. All right. Not bad. Okay. We're still in control of this fight. You definitely did manage to find a way to steal my stuff, which is, again, annoying. But if that's, of course, your game plan, it works very well. So I give you kudos on that. Okay. Restless Forage. Well, Vanishing Verse. Kindred Discovery. I'm sorry, opponent. Oh, man. This is what you want the deck to do, everybody. This is exactly what you want out of your deck. All right. Lord Skitter. Make a rat. Now we're the rat deck. Now we're going to make our own little rats to beat their rats. Is it going to be enough? I guess we'll find out here. Okay, opponents. What you got? Are you going to cast Vren? Maybe? Old Flitterfang. Okay. That's a choice. We will play Hospital Room. Make another rat. We swing. Pump up our Lord Skitter. Do you block opponents? You don't. Down to 23. All right. Shift into second gear. I know technically it means level 2, but I'm going to say second gear. Honestly, the only thing I wish that's what they did with Ether Drift. They should have been first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. At least in my opinion. Ooh, our opponent playing the Grave Pact. That might be a bit of a problem for us, but I think we have a way around it. Okay. So, here's how we do this. So one of the nice things I like about this deck is death triggers don't matter to us. We exile everything, so Grave Pact doesn't trigger off. I'm sorry, opponents. Our deck is just designed to just get around these shenanigans. Love it. Keep pumping. Keep pumping. Down to 17. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to get this one. Fourth gear. Metal Gear. Oh, actually, I was thinking more like One Piece. I'm a big fan of One Piece, which reminds me. Oh, that's right. We need to also build a deck around the new Shark Pirates from the set. We got to make a shark deck. I got to make one of those. I just remembered that right now. I totally got to do that. I got to write that down. Maybe later on today, I'll do that. Cookie, I agree. Gears instead of levels would have been better. And that actually is more on flavor for a set like this. This should have been gears, in my opinion. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and okay, so this means that well, we will trigger off their ability. It's not the worst for us. Ward 2. We're just in such control of this. Now, granted, we have to sacrifice a creature, but that's not a big deal for us. And then make another rat. Big swing here. All right. Down to 8. Fourth gear is now online. We now can start putting counters on stuff. Perilous Snare. I think we got this, opponent. You have one turn to stop us. Unless if you have a Wrath, I think we've got this one. Okay, opponents. Show me what you got. Bring it on. Bring it on. Metal Gear. Oh, actually, I should get a sound effect for that one. I totally should. Actually, hold on. I think I do have a sound effect. Do I have a sound effect for that? No, I don't. I probably should get one, though. Okay. So, anyways, let's us put it on Lord Skitter. We will... Hold on. Is there a non-land permanent I can bring back? No, there isn't. Okay. Soul Cleaver. Put another counter on Lord Skitter. We will Teleportation Circle. Put another counter. Equip. Make another rat. I think this is game. No matter what you block, opponents. That's it. It's over. Yes. Woo! All right, and that's how we ended, everybody. That's exactly how you want the deck to work. Stay in control of your opponent. Just destroy all their stuff, exile everything. We don't care about death triggers, and we just get there. Beautiful. That was exactly what you want the deck to do, everybody. Yep, I mean, I kind of feel a little bad, but hey, sometimes that's how our deck works. So there you go. Fully powered up. You can blow out opponents so easily with this deck. Okay, so with that, that was our final match for the day, everyone. Let me go ahead and show you exactly my thoughts and opinions. But overall, you tell me in the comments below, what do you think of the deck? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? We didn't really get a chance to see the true potential of even the budget version, but I still think this is a good spot to begin if you do want to play it, because if you're playing the budget version, it's a lot more of a control deck where you're just focusing on, again, just getting out some of the key enchantments you need to just start exiling things. Remember, you don't have to have Ketramos out early. If you know that your opponent is going to start putting out threats, start exiling things ASAP. And I think that's probably what I should have focused on a little bit more. I was too eager to get out Ketramos to start getting a bunch of value by just drawing cards and losing life. But the better way to do it is control the board first, get everything out until you know the battlefield's clear. And ideally, by that point, catcher mode should be turned on, where you should be able to then start getting your value back, and then you can start building up things and then just beating down your opponent. Truth be told, I actually do like the idea of kind of making him a pseudo Voltron option, where you can start putting on some, where you can put on some equipment to him and make him a bigger threat that's very hard and almost impossible to get rid of. We didn't get a chance to do that with our budget deck, but it is there. And I do believe the value and potential of that is worth investing in. So again, I'll put the link for this one later on. One more time. It's about right now, I think, sitting at $95, but literally 99 cards in the deck only will equal out to 45 bucks. So it's actually really cheap, but Ketramos is the linchpin and the whole point of the deck. So $50 is expensive. I'm not going to lie. But if you're willing to spend that, and this is the cheapest probably Ketramos deck you probably could put together on an ultra budget of 13 rares and $97. Now, if you do want to upgrade, as I just showed you right now, you can see the potential is there to make this an incredibly powerful deck if you want to go that route. But it really depends on how much value you want. So this one, of course, will be linked in there. And maybe if you want something in between where you have some more rares, but you can't go fully upgradable, then it's your call as to what you want to do. So mix and match however you feel this deck can work for you if you do like this deck. If you're a fan of exiling, if you're a fan of control decks, and if you're a fan of decks like this would provide a lot of value over the long game, this is definitely going to be the deck you want to play. So that's how I will probably end it. Now, before we completely go away for today, you're going to see right here, those of you who are still in this chat right now, in the stream, you are all my true fiery friends. And as always, I appreciate every single one of you. So here's what we're going to be cooking up for the remainder of the week. I actually am a little further ahead than I thought on my Stompy Saurus deck. So I like this deck, by the way. It's actually the cheapest standard deck you can put together. And you'll see if I can get it up tonight, it should be ready tomorrow morning. So I'm actually going to get it out one day earlier. Stompy Saurus is the best super budget standard deck you can put together. And you'll see how much it's actually going to cost tomorrow. It's actually really impressive that this deck is pretty good at such a low cost. You'll see that tomorrow, ideally tomorrow morning. If not, Monday morning, guaranteed. As far as the remainder, our next stream, this is where it's going to get a little clunky. I have some appointments I'm going to have to do because let's just say someone has to go to the doctor, just FYI. And because of that, we're going to have to rearrange when our next stream is. It might be a little earlier, it might be a little bit later in the week. But anyways, the next deck for that one, we're going to be doing a Red Weenies deck. So this will be a Cavalcade deck with some new upgrades thanks to Ether Drift. So I'm excited for that one. Our next deck tech is going to be after Stompy Saurus. It's going to be basically vehicles. This is actually the best budget deck you can put together in 4 colors. No rares, no mythics. So this will be the final one in the 4-color series. And then I'm going to start cooking up the 5-color basically deck. I might do 2 of those just to kind of give a little variety. So don't worry, that is coming soon for those of you who are fans of my ultra budget deck techs out there. And then finally, into the future, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to build, or at least want to talk about next. We have our Affinity Blast deck for Timeless, but I think I might put it to a vote. So I have a Timeless deck ready to go. I have Goblins, we're looking at Goblins one more time, but this is actually a competitive version if you actually want to rank up in the standard format. So that's actually something to consider. Anything else that I'm looking at is really just kind of playing around with other ideas here. There is a Lotus Hailfire deck that I've been kind of trying to mess around with, but I'm trying to find a way to make this both budget and non-budget, which is very hard to do in the Timeless format. But it is, I think, doable if we try to find a little bit more time to balance this out. I don't know if I'll be able to get this out in time, because by the time this is done, we might actually already be in Tarkir. So, oh boy, time is flying. Time is flying really fast, by the way. But anyways, enough of me rambling. That's basically what's coming down the pipeline in the next couple weeks for content. So don't worry, hang in there, everybody. I'm sure you're all excited to see what I'm going to put out there. I'm super jazzed for them, but I really do appreciate your patience for everything that we do. Okay, finally, my final shout outs to all of you before I go today. So everyone that's been watching today, of course, across the streams. Den Splendid, as always, thanks again for the match today. Cookie, it's great to see you back on the chat. I appreciate that. Those of you that came to me from YouTube side today, earlier today, Man on the Moon, I saw you earlier, so thanks again if you were still there. Sorry, the chat's completely gone. But also, all of you that are watching from YouTube, thanks again for that. I appreciate all of you that were from here earlier. Also, those of you that have been watching from across other platforms, such as Instagram here, so Old School Magic Vault, thanks again. The Trooper, Arthur, thank you. Queen Tigress, thanks again for being there. I'm sorry if I don't see you from X or Kick or anything. The chat, sadly, isn't integrated yet to integrate those chats if anybody talks on there. But don't worry, I will still say thank you at least for watching wherever you watch the content. This will go up across all of my socials, so check it out on the replay wherever you watch. But otherwise, that is it for today, everyone. One more time, have a wonderful day, everybody. I hope you have a great time. I hope you all, of course, are looking forward to all the future cards and decks that are going to be building in the future. We're definitely looking forward to Tarkir soon. Final Fantasy is going to be a really big thing for us in the summer, so I'm looking forward to doing that down the line. But otherwise, we will have some more future projects that hopefully will be expanding beyond digital, but we'll have more time to talk about that in the future. But otherwise, have a wonderful Saturday, everyone. Take care. We will hopefully see you again soon. But as always, before we leave, we got to do our one thing that I always love to do here. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We will see you again next time, everybody. Later.